Yes,
Put it up on socials.
This is the shit I like to have so I can put on socials.
This is why I wait and tell you afterward.
Oh, come on, Greg. You need to say that. You need to say your line again. You're so grateful, Greg. What are you grateful for today, my friend?
I'm grateful that you're not here next week and we are going dark because Greg needs a break.
Are you telling me this go home show wasn't everything you hoped for?
I feel sufficiently dumber having watched this go home show.
I figured you were going to say that, and I thought I'd cheer you up, Greg, because all of that suffering has inspired the choir to come up with a new jingle called The Go Away Show. You ready?
I was going to say, we're full into the Easter season here and suffering.
Well, at least Easter's supposed to be about the joy of the resurrection. This is we're still back in Lent watching this stuff.
I was going to say WWE hasn't gotten out of Lent yet because we're full into suffering at this point. No resurrection coming in. Well, I mean, there was resurrection on this show.
All right, here you go. Choir. 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Romans go, send the souls out. No final face off. Just another reroute. Coding gun for built for Italy, but that show's still weeks away from me. Oh, what happened to the fire? What happened to the fight? This ain't a go home show anymore. We used to close the night with a war. Now the main event's a gingerbread man. Instead of tricking Sammy throwing hands, we came for the hype, the chaos, the glow. But this feels like a go-away show.
Brad, we also learned tonight the choirs are very expensive, so for them to pull that out that quick, that was top dollar. Not to be confused with that other guy
who got cut a while ago. Who's on TNA, by the way?
Legitimately, during the funeral, I thought that when they were counting chanting Gingerbread Man, I thought they were chanting TNA.
Did you see the choir, by the way?
Yes, I did.
The choir people, though? Did you see the people in the choir?
No, I didn't pay that much attention.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can find an image from this because they had the choir there, and at one point, there was the three of them standing there, and I'm trying to find an image where Trick isn't in the way because they had a scene earlier in the show. They had a scene where that you could see the whole choir before Trick stood in the way. And man, oh man, did those three guys look like they were knockoff New Day?
Yeah.
Like there's tons of images here, but you can't really see the three of them. And
it's New Day. The Wish New Day.
They look like Wish New Day. There was one guy that was big and wide. He kind of looked like Big E. There was one guy who was little. Well, this is fine. I'll find the image, Greg, for the whole thing. But man, yeah, one guy's big and wide, and he looks like kind of like Big E. One guy's got the dreads. He looks like Kofi, and then the other guy, swear to God, he looks just like Woods.
No, it's funny.
It was one of those things where you're like, are you kidding me? Did you guys do this on purpose? Like,
yes.
Did you?
Yes, they did it to punk you.
Did you fire New Day 1 week and then found the New Day replacement choir 5 days later?
Yes.
Greg, let's just start with that because I was going to put up a social where we were talking about news that week. And I said, frig it, because we finished recording and they fired the New Day. During the time we were recording, they were firing the New Day.
Yes. Yeah.
What was that about?
Well, and then they also had the whole Tongans getting cut, or the Jason Mateo and Tongaloa was after last week, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Greg, I got a couple images so you can see what I'm talking about, just because I want you to see. So look at the big guy in the background there, Greg.
Yeah.
And then the little guy, I'm gonna call the big guy. That's gonna be the Xavier Woods stand-in. The little guy's gonna be little. He's probably, instead of Big E, we get Little E. And then in this angle, you can see the Kofi.
Yeah.
This is terrible. And this stuff, like, I feel dumber watching. You're right, dumber watching this show. Disappointed. Like, I'm not even mad, Greg. I'm disappointed in myself for sitting through this.
This is where I am in my life right now watching WWE. I'm really at a point where I'm starting to evaluate my life choices and whether or not I want to subject myself to this week in, week out.
Yeah, there's definitely, if we weren't doing a podcast together, I would definitely be paring down what I'm watching for WWE.
Dude,
Greg's like, I got bad news for you. Episode 250, I'm leaving.
That 250 is coming close, and it may have a big asterisk on it.
So TKO announced this week. So we lost Xavier and Woods. Greg, what's going to happen to those guys?
I don't know, but so this is, as you said, after we recorded last week, I don't even know if the show even got out before by the time the news kind of broke. I got in a car and I drove about an hour and a half away with the family, and as I stopped at the first stop along the way to take the dog to a little dog park, my phone is blowing up from Brad and others about this New Day getting cut from WWE. So we're talking about it in the car with my wife, who doesn't watch wrestling, and my son and my wife. God love her. She's like, when I'm explaining, she's like, oh, those are the video game guys, right? I'm like, you mean up, down, down? She's like, yeah, those guys. She's like, wait, isn't one of them, like, doesn't he always do something like really weird, like really cool at the Royal Rumble where he can't touch the floor? And I'm like, the Kofi spot. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's who they cut. They cut the guy who does the Kofi spot.
They cut the guy with the cool spot because, we don't need that.
Dude, I tell you, I've got a very good name for this episode when we get to it. But so we lost the New Day. Essentially, Big E is still on the pre-show. Great. We lost 40% of the Samoans in MFT, or my former Tongans, as we're now going to call them.
My former Tongans. Now they're trying to recruit a guy, just a random guy.
Yeah, we'll get to that because our episode name comes from that this week. So,
and then of course I haven't been able to touch my WWE 2K game since this happened because there's so many cutscenes in the game with Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
Like, there is a ton of cutscenes in the game where he's like introducing sections and talking, and he's just not there now. Like, it's just,
I don't know. So
did you hear why they cut New Day? Because that's the big talking point coming out of this week.
Yeah, the WWE is basically asking some wrestlers to go and take a 50% pay cut because they say, well, you're not working as much anymore, so you shouldn't be paid this.
And some unnamed people did take pay cuts. So I'm looking at you. I mean, I don't want to pick on the Miz, but when I think about it, it's like Miz, Finn Balor. Like, there's probably a couple of those guys with big money options that they're like, and honestly, if you took a 50% pay cut, yeah, it's a kick in the ass, but it's better than being, for some of them, it's better than being released. But if you're the New Day, I think being released is a better option.
Yeah, it's strange. I mean, I don't think that, for me, I kind of see it as you signed this deal knowing, and you're the one who controls how much work we get. Like, if you wanted us to work more, you can schedule more house shows. You don't want us to work more, so that's on you.
So, Greg, I also have another one for you. You ready?
What?
Okay, so we also had the SEC proxy filings this week for the people executives at TKO.
Yes.
You ready to go through it? Let's go from bottom to top. We don't know what Dwayne Johnson got, but we know that he's not showing up to board meetings as regularly as he should.
Right.
Okay. So Nick Khan, what is Nick Khan making for TKO. It's millions, Greg.
Yeah, it's a crap ton.
Come on, guess a number. Give me a number. And he's the lowest paid of the 3 executives I found their compensation for.
Wasn't it like 30 mil?
24.3 million, but he's gotten a recent raise. You're right. It's closer to 30 million. Okay. Mark Shapiro, TKO executive, second highest paid in the company. And it's more than 30.
I don't know. 40?
42.6. And now Ari Emanuel, the head of TKO, what is his salary according to their SEC filings, which means these are legit. These also, by the way, probably don't cover some of the other perks and bonuses, like things like that.
Yeah.
I would say it's over 50. I'll give you that hint, Greg.
Yeah, I'm going to say 65.
67.4 million. Greg, you were really good at this game.
I legit had no idea. I was guessing those.
But Greg, here's the funny part about all of this. You could have had Ari Emanuel take, a 2% pay cut and probably pay for the entirety of the New Day's contract.
Yeah.
And if collectively they all took a 2% pay cut, we could have kept, most of the people on the roster. You could have kept the ones everybody's PO'd about. Like maybe we could have kept Kyrie till the end of her thing. Maybe we could have kept, you didn't have to keep Tama Tonga. I literally put out a social the same day, almost at the exact same time, making fun of him falling off the table. And then he fell out of WWE.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, he literally just rolled off the table into the cut pile. I feel bad for JC Mateo. I don't think he ever really got a fair shake in there, but Jeff Cobbs hopefully will go right back to Japan.
I suspect so.
And then New Day, do you think if you were Tony Khan, you now have billions of dollars and you seem to like to hire everybody, are you bringing in New Day? And that's my first question. And then I have another fun question for you.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe.
Why maybe? What would be the cons of bringing him in? Because I have a lot of pros, and we generally. Well, the Tony Khans, yes, the Tony Khans
of bringing him in.
The Tony Khans of bringing the Tonys. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know. It seems. I don't know if they want to go to AEW. Yeah. I don't know.
So you want to hear a fun thing? Kofi is legitimately Kofi Kingston's real name.
Kofi's first name is Kofi. Yes, Kingston is not.
Right, Kingston is not his name, but Kofi, which is great because he can just be Kofi. He should just be. He
might just be Kofi.
Yeah, and Woods can be Austin Creed. So you got Kofi and Creed.
Yeah.
I think the thing is you get all of the video game stuff. Like it's Austin Creed and Up, Down, Down that has all these links to the wrestling world. You get him in there. He's worked with the developers about the video game play. You make a new AEW game, and then you have him promote the hell out of it on his socials. And it will take off. People buy the game because of Xavier Woods.
Maybe. I know that what I read at one point was that they were apparently had offered for Xavier Woods to come back in a non-wrestling role just to do online content, and that was a no for him.
Which is fair for him because I think there is a dream match. He's buds with the Bucks, and him and Kofi are buds with the Bucks. At one point, the New Day approached WWE to do, before AEW existed, to do a charity match. It would be the 3 members of the New Day versus the Bucks. And Kofi is really tight with our fellow Canadian from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So, the name slips my brain, Greg. The ADHD moment.
Kenny Omega?
Yeah. And so that Kenny Omega, they wanted to do a 6-man with Omega and the Bucks versus the New Day. And it would have been done. WWE would have had rights to to all the social clips, and they were going to do it for charity. And they wouldn't let them do it. And now, of course, Big E got hurt after that, and that wasn't possible. So I don't know. I would love to see Woods go there. I'd like to see Woods go there specifically because I think out of all of them, he's the guy who I think had the most upside as a world champion.
Fair enough.
So I hope they go over. And I hope Big E's neck is healing. And I hope that the moment he can get out of WWE, he goes joins his buddies, because there's no, if he can wrestle, if he can't wrestle, stay right where you are, because there is no, look at what happened to Mark Henry. Look at what happened to Big Show. Look at what happened to all the guys that got hired as veterans, and other than maybe Dustin, but Dustin can still go. So yeah, I got to tell you that you compare that this week with the news about last week that we talked about poor Rebel and how Tony Khan's kept her on the payroll and the roster. It's like one of these companies is a heartless monster, and the other one is AEW.
Is AEW, yeah.
You were going to say something nice about AEW. Go ahead, Greg. You don't normally say the nice things.
No, that's yeah.
Okay, so we're obviously avoiding talking about this show. So I'll play the theme song, and then we'll finally get into the show of doom.
Podcast and sports entertainment is Brad, the dad and father Greg, the SmackDaddies.
Hello, friends, and welcome to your SmackDown review for the Hub. I am Brad, the dad, and running shotgun with me is my tag team partner, Greg, Father Feltham.
Bless you, my son.
I feel like I should be offering you a blessing, an apology, alcohol.
Yeah, all the above.
Greg, this was not a good show.
Terrible.
I have very few notes. Normally I take 5 pages of notes. And I know we're trying to do this as a speed run, but I think we need to tear this thing apart properly, because this was one of the shittiest shows I think we've sat through in 244 episodes.
I was going to say, I think you should hit the speed run button, because we can cut through a whole bunch of this bullshit. All right.
What, Greg? Wait. We get the most important part of this. Your favorite part of the show started this show. 5 minutes of recaps featuring.
No. The first part is a legitimate memorial message for Ted Turner, who passed away this week at the age of 87. On a night that we're doing the funeral of the gingerbread man, we've got an in memoriam card for Ted Turner, and maybe, just maybe, someone should have said, shit, maybe it's not a good idea that we can go and have a thing about the gingerbread man this week. Which, by the way, last week, I don't know if you caught on the graphics, they had the gingerbread man 2026 to 2026. Spoiler alert, he wasn't less than a year old, because you see this later tonight that he definitely wasn't, based on all those pictures.
Yeah, there was definitely, I'm glad to be something for Ted Turner, because I was hoping that they wouldn't just avoid him. On the other hand, I never made that connection, Greg, and you're 100% right. I think that is, I'm making a note right now. It's like the best social clip that I could put out today is going to be you pointing out the fact that, yeah, that is totally insensitive.
Yeah.
My wife who had, full disclosure, Trez's grandmother passed away this week, and she was watching the Gingerbread Men segment, shaking her head because she had seen the Ted Turner thing, and then they went into the blue stuff, and then the Gingerbread Men stuff came up about 5 minutes later, and that's when she went to bed. She's like, they literally honored somebody, and I couldn't figure it out till now. And now it's like, oh, I get it. So Trez pointed it. You and Trez were a step ahead of me. I was just sleepy and tired yesterday. But Greg, don't forget, you also have your other favorite part of the show, As the Bloodline Turns. So we have 5 minutes of recaps. And then we get into a promo, which does not feature Roman Reigns. He sends out the Job Squad, the Usos, to face off with his cousin. And one is playing the, hey, man, I'm impressed with you. The other one's like, dude, you were going to get cut down like I did. And Jacob Fatu, I'm just waiting for him to be like, dude, I'm not main event Jay. I am Jacob Fatu. And part of me thinks he might win this match. And we'll get into that later, Greg. But it's bad that this may have been the best stuff tonight.
I fast forwarded through all this shit.
Okay. Did you see anything with the Royce Keys, Jacob Fatu interaction?
Yes. And that is where we actually get tonight's episode, Nate. Because during this segment, as Jacob Fatu continues to try to recruit Royce Keys into his MFT, he says, there's room for you in my family because TKO cut 40% of it.
Greg, you win again. Holy cow, Greg.
That's legit. I mean, there's room because WWE TKO cut 40% of the family. So come on in if you don't want to work here for much longer.
I was making the joke that they were beat up so bad by Jacob Fatu 2 weeks ago that they never recovered.
Maybe.
On the other hand, fun trivia fact, both Tama Tonga and Jeff Cobb have been WWE Tag Team Champions. When they do indie bookings now, they can say former WWE Tag Team Champions.
Sure. That'll bring in the extra dough.
So I love the interaction though with Fatu and Keys, where Keys is just pumping them up. That was the part before the family tree. That was great. And I think that they should keep these two guys together. No matter what happens after this, these two should be running buddies.
You think so?
I think there's something there. I think there's something definitely there to have them there. Also, but I think Royce Keys is also going to be hanging out with R-Truth for a while.
Potentially.
All right. Okay, I got it. I know, Greg. Kiana James versus Chelsea Green. My note for this match is
you mean Tiffy Stratton? Because Chelsea Green, best wishes to her as she had surgery on her heart this week.
Right. And Chelsea Green, I have Chelsea Green in my notes here because Chelsea Green was there without any makeup on, giving Tiffy some cheering from the socials. And it's like, this is why people are like, how did Chelsea Green avoid the cuts? This is why Chelsea Green avoided the cuts, because she is amazing.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to give this woman a world title.
Hopefully.
So this match, my note is, Greg, this match was good, not great. And Julia gets up and actually costs Kiana James the match by distracting. And Tiffy Stratton then hits spinning elbow and her beautiful moonsault. And the whole time, Greg, I'm like, I'm shocked that her gear stayed on.
Prettiest moonsault ever, the PME.
The PME for the win. And then, Greg.
This is, by the way, not the only match where you're going to get distraction interference in tonight because we're lazy.
I feel like I should resurrect our old friend, the Count, at some point for this kind of bullcrap.
Count Fun Count? Yeah, maybe.
Because this is like one.
Yeah.
So, Greg, here, let's go back. Bloodline turns. I know that one is a cut, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, and then what about Jacob Fatu, MFTs, all that stuff? You took it for your things. Does that mean we're keeping it?
We're just gonna keep that backstage segment.
Yeah. All right, Greg. And then what about Tiffy time?
We're going to speed through that.
Oh, because she's just
yeah.
Okay, and then we begin. I'm only going to cover this once and ask you if there's any of these that highlight for you. The Gingerbread Man in memoriams, because
the wake.
Well, we have the wake in the back, and then we start getting these cut-ins for the videos.
No. This is when I knew tonight was going to be a shit show, because again, you told me last week he was less than a year old. But yet, he went around the world with these guys, though he's only been on TV for a month. Like, no. Yes.
Giant turd of a segment. The only fun part was when R-Truth was in the back there with his bum shoulder talking to Sami Zayn and basically trying to comfort him. Also, Sami Zayn with a oh my god, they didn't get cut was there, including, come on, our favorite couple in WWE and your favorite wrestler, Greg, Johnny Depressing.
Yeah, Johnny Depressing. I guess now that that Motor City Machine Guns have been cut, Johnny Cuckolding is no more.
Yeah, so he's back to Johnny Depressing. And you know what? He at least got the motif for the funeral. Sad, dressed in black, not moving. And my favorite was when Sammy told Candice, I think he moved a little bit. She's like, no, he didn't. He didn't move. He's just lying there. He's not moving because if the TKO are like lizards, if he's not moving, they can't see him.
I think so.
So yeah, R-Truth and Sammy, and then Sammy making fun of him for losing his cousin. That was just like, or truthfully making fun of Sammy for losing his cousin, Greg. They just cracked me up this whole time. Like, that was the only highlight of this.
Oh, 100%.
And then, of course, Truth has to go find his tag team partner. And his tag team partner is like, hey, man, you're beat up. Stay back here. Don't come help me.
Yeah.
And that leads us to Big D, Damian Priest. No comment on him being Big D.
Nope.
Versus Tala Tonga, who now has to work because the rest of the MFTs got cut.
That's right. And he only got saved because he's the Tala one.
Yeah, they looked around and they couldn't make eye contact with him, so they didn't fire him.
That's right.
They didn't look up at all.
To fire him.
Dude, so this match, nothing happens in this match. I mean, it's not a bad match. It's just, it was eh.
Yeah, until the end when, there was interference and distraction and a win.
Okay, but the interference was first you had the rest of the members of the MFTs. Tama Tonga came out, so all three of them, that's the whole team now. And then they were going to beat him up. And Truth comes down for the save, even though he's got a bad elbow and shoulder, which he's all wrapped up. They beat up Truth, and that costs him the match. And after the match, when they're going to kill Truth, Royce Keys makes the save. Which sets up another match, Greg, because God knows, I mean, that Gingerbread Man segment could have been like a full 45 minutes if we didn't get these extra matches added.
Heaven help us.
If only they had more people on this roster that they could pull out, tag teams, things like that, they could bring in.
If only.
Okay, so this is The Miz and Kip Wilson and Danhausen. Greg, this must have been like a giant shining... Wait, hold on. Damian Priest and those guys, all the stuff with R-Truth, what do you want to do with all that?
I could do without this.
Yeah, I kind of figured you were cutting all that stuff. What about Miz, Kip Wilson, Danhausen, Greg? This is Danhausen has a, basically like me next week when I'm on tour, a sign-up table for people to sign up. I'm hoping I get more visitors than Danhausen did because no one will sign up to be his tag team partner. And then Kip Wilson has...
At the bottom is form, a sign up or you will be cursed.
Which is hilarious.
So that may be what you need to put on your forms.
Sign up or you will be cursed.
That's right.
Then at the very end, Greg, at the very, very, very end, we have him look at the mirror and he gets an idea, which becomes our storyline for the rest of this whole thing, Greg.
That's right. So I don't know where it's going one way or the other because I think that there's really one of two right answers here.
What are the two right answers?
Answer one is that it's one of the midget brawlers dressed up in Danhausen gear like we had at WrestleMania.
Okay, sure. That's not as appealing as I think what you're going to come up with option two, because if not, I have an option three.
Okay, I was going to say the most likely option is option two, which is Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Yeah.
That is off the board for me. I was thinking... That's a good one because he was scheduled to be there. Although I hear that he is done with wrestling for a while. The other option is somebody who we haven't seen since WrestleMania, who is real life friends with Danhausen and is in a lot of things and would make this segment really funny.
Yeah, I think Pepsi Phil.
Pepsi Phil as Punkhausen would be hilarious. If he came out in full Danhausen gimmick, like wearing the same pants, full makeup, and he didn't come out to the CM Punk music. He just came out with Danhausen, or the pumpkin music plays, but the moment the music plays, it cuts out at a certain point, and then we go back to the Danhausen music, and he's full Danhausen style for the whole match.
Yeah.
Come on, you don't think that would be fun? And I generally dislike CM Punk, but I think that's the best option.
I think that it's actually more likely that you're going to get Jelly Roll than you will CM Punk.
So Jellyhausen?
Yeah, I think so.
And he needs to be in the makeup.
Maybe.
No, dude. If we're gonna sell this, he can wear his black tank top, but he should be wearing his Danhausen tights. Like I say, go full with this. Like this is the only way this is gonna work. And this may have also led to the best couple of segments throughout this show. All right. Speaking of segments I didn't need, Paul Heyman's in the back. He's on SmackDown. And remember when I said last week he was there for something? Turns out that it's the favor, Greg. Remember the favor? Because Gunther took care of his problem at WrestleMania?
No.
Gunther took care of his problem at WrestleMania. He took care of Seth?
No.
You didn't
remember. Didn't watch that part.
Okay, so the point is...
So I was trying to wonder to myself, like, what the frick is Paul Heyman doing with Gunther?
So he owed him a favor. Oh, that's right. This is a Raw exclusive storyline,
didn't we just go through a whole thing with CM Punk and Paul Heyman in a favor not that long ago? Are we going back to let's do favors all over again? Like,
anyways, he gets Gunther onto the show and gets a contract that he goes out to deliver to Cody. And then Cody and Paul have a segment where Cody is talking about the favors. And then at the end, Cody makes fun of Paul Heyman. Said, listen, if you want this contract signed, you have to get Gunther to sign it. I'm not going to do this. Paul's leaving, and he's making fun of him. You're not an advocate. You're not a wise man. Roman doesn't want you. Punk doesn't want you. Seth doesn't want you. What are you going to do when your meal tickets run out? And he said, eventually everybody needs a wise man, and he leaves. I'm going to ask you one question. Cody and Paul Heyman as a duo, would you be down?
I'm not opposed to it, but that's not where I was thinking right away. So,
well, first of all, Gunther has to come in and try and keep getting into the ring like an idiot. He almost chokes him out. And then I love how Cody cheats to get out of this, keeping that heel streak alive. And then he's easy to find, but hard to beat.
Sure.
And this is where we get the joke from my song, because Greg, this match is not for tomorrow night. This is for Italy in like 4 weeks.
Yeah. Speaking of overseas, there could be problems with SmackDown on June 23rd, episode taping at O2 Arena, depending on how England does in World Cup.
Because they could be needing that stadium.
I don't know if it's for the stadium, but I think just taping expects to start around 7. Kickoff for the England game is 9 p.m.
Ooh, and no one's going to be at the game. Everybody will be at the game.
Yeah,
that's wild. See, what I would do in that case, if I was WWE, is I would move the taping a little bit earlier, and then I would tell fans, I'd work something out the arena and say, we're going to keep the arena open and play the game right after the thing. You could.
Well, I don't think the arena is the problem. I think it's just the fans. There's just so much crossover.
Right, but you could do it if you did it as a thing where the tickets for this will be cheaper than the World Cup by a lot, and so come watch these things.
And you could go and watch the game there. Yeah, like a watch party. You could go that route.
So, and you could have a watch party with WWE superstars, because there's a lot of European stars. There's a lot of people who like footy, and those guys will come out and hang out and watch the game, and you could make something out of this
until they get cut.
And whoa, come on now. We've only cut 31 superstars in the last 30 days. There's not going to be any more. Oh, wait. The show will go up and then there'll be 3 more cuts.
That's right. All right, moving on.
Ricky Saints versus the interaction backstage where Matt Cardona calls him Rookie Saints. I died. That was a great line.
Rookie Saints and Matt Cardona's called QB4.
Why is it
4th-string quarterback?
Right.
I was gonna say the Jobber King, Matt Cardona, because when you saw this match get down on paper, you knew that Cardona was going to job out here, right?
Oh, I watched this, Greg, and I cried a little bit. I was like, can you imagine? This was like a giant indies match a couple of years ago. Uh-oh.
And see, oh, wait, maybe he's coming back. Brad, I lost you.
And I lost you. So there we go.
Yours.
I think it was, you were skipping a second. So I was like, oh, I'll just switch over to the hardwire. But no, Wi-Fi is safer today. Okay. So anyways, Greg, we were talking about the Indie King versus the Rookie.
The Jobber King versus the Rookie, yes.
Oh, wait, yes, right, because he's no longer the Indie King. Has there been a bigger fall from grace from Matt Cardona's like Zack Ryder return to what we got, Greg?
Dude, if I was Matt Cardona, I'd be looking at that contract I just signed if I was him.
Do you think he's actually going, cuts are not so bad sometimes, guys?
Yeah. All right.
So this match doesn't even matter. I mean, it's a Ryder. The only problem with this is unless Ryder's going to learn a new finisher, this has to be the end of the Rough Rider. He hit it clean and lost after we got Revolution DDT and the Rochambeau.
Yeah.
Does it bother you that the Rochambeau doesn't involve a kick?
No, doesn't bother me at all.
You don't watch South Park, do you?
No.
Rochambeau is supposed to be, the game is, no. I will kick you in the nuts, and then you get to kick me in the nuts, and the last man standing wins. That's Rochambeau.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no. I'm all right.
Okay, so Zayn is still, sorry, I already talked about that.
Losing his crap?
Yeah, still losing his crap. The bad Bella and Paige are in the back, and Danhausen knocks over a ladder and steals, Greg. Steals some hair for a segment later on.
Yeah.
And then they go to the ring. Smackdown is their house. Fatal Influence comes out and talks, didn't we just drop you? And if we didn't have a 6-man tag, this would get bad. Out comes the Irresistible Forces. They're going to talk trash. Then we have... First, we had another team come down and talk trash. I'm trying to think, like, it's Fatal Influence. And then we had... No, it was them. And then they dropped them. They dropped the tag champs.
Like the 60 teams that they have here in the women's tag division? Like...
The only thing I laughed about... Yeah, well, there's way more women's tag teams than our men's tag teams now.
Yeah.
The thing that made me crack up about this whole thing was the fact that they started chanting "Whoop that trick" at Lash Legend. Yeah, and then Nia without missing a beat. Yeah, they're tricks. Trick, pointing at the 3 members of Fatal Influence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, speaking
That's
of which,
one way to retake the show.
Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss versus the 3 members of Fatal Influence: JC Jane, Fallon Henley, and the other one.
Yep.
Again, Greg, was there anything that stood out about this match?
Nope.
Other than the fact that JC Jane hits after distraction, she pins Alexa Bliss.
Sure.
What was the distraction caused by? Do you remember?
I don't even remember at this point now.
Jade came out and pulled Rhea off the apron, preventing the hot tag. And then at the end, and then the Fatal Influence left so that Jade and her baddies can beat up these three faces. So the meanest girls are back. So the mean girls have to go away.
So did you see Chris Van Vliet's picture that he posted?
No, I did not see Chris.
It's a picture of, well, here, let me share because this is probably going to be easier. Okay,
you can share. You just have to hit share, the share button on the bottom, Greg. I was about to Google it, and it's like, no, Greg will just show it to me. Oh, Paige got cut open. I did not see that.
Paige.
Oh yeah.
They all got.
Was that all last night?
I'm assuming.
Well, no, the Nia one is definitely not last night. She wasn't in her gear. So, and that's the jade injury that she now has over her eye. It's just one of those ones where it's like, but that was Paige last night for sure. That's what she was wearing. How did she get cut in that scene?
I don't know. I thought it was all of them last night that got it.
Oh, look, click down on the image below, Greg. Over there, over to the left. There's so one, not the four, the double with Paige. Yeah, it was Paige last night. Look at that off the top of her head. Ouch.
Yeah.
She's got like a Y-shaped. It looks like the Yellowstone branding on the top of her head with a couple of staples.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah. Yellowstone branded. All right. Okay, we're running behind here. Let's move on.
Here, let me cut this match for you. And you know what? There's only one sound that really works for Matt Cardona's WWE run.
That's fair. All right, Tama Tonga and Royce Keys.
Was there anything that was notable about this match other than the fact that we've had one outside interference, two outside interference, 3 outside interference, and this is 4 outside interference.
Yep.
Like when I saw this, I was like, man, they didn't really had nothing to fill out the show.
No. Lather, rinse, repeat, buddy. And so let's skip over this because you knew Royce Keys was going to win anyway. Let's go to Danhausen in the back.
This was the highlight of your show, wasn't it?
Pretty well, yeah.
So Danhausen's in the back. He now has the clone's hair, as he points out, and he puts it in a beaker. He then pulls out a tooth and puts it into the beaker.
Yes, and then starts mixing potions and says, "Oh, okay, things are going to be ready in 24 hours." And the crate starts working.
Wait, hold on. He pours it into the beaker, and you get the glug glug sound. He walks over to the thing and he taps on the keys with the sound effect. And then it doesn't quite work, and he hits it, and there's a pyro that goes off. I mean, this was a lot of production. My other favorite part is this lighting's wrong. This isn't evil lighting, and the evil lighting comes in after he does the clap on, clap off. He's got a clapper.
Right. He's got a clapper. That's 100% what Danhausen would have.
And then you get to your favorite part, Greg, where it's going to be ready in 24 hours.
Going to be ready for 24 hours, and the thing breaks, and that's why I kind of think that the whole micro brawler one would be hysterical. That it's a mini Danhausen, because then you can get the full 24 hours to incubate in the machine.
Yeah, and then Danhausen says "shit," which makes everybody in this. Makes everybody pop because they bleep it out.
I was going to say, because I watched it this morning, so I didn't know if on the live that they had bleeped it out or not.
Nah, and it was up on WWE socials. And so my favorite part about this was I showed these two things. My wife rolled her eyes. My daughter laughed hysterically. And Trez is like, I like it when they beat each other up. I don't like this campy stuff. I'm like, this is Danhausen's whole thing.
This is the best part of the show you're missing here, Therese.
Yeah, that's right. Shinsuke Nakamura, though, is the best part of the show, Greg. Come on now. Shinsuke's there. And I wonder if he took a 50% pay cut in order to stay.
Dude, I don't know.
So MFTs are there, and he's making fun of Tama. He's like, well, you're slightly better than Tangaloa, who got fired, but you're still stuck with these MFTs. And then Tala Tonga walks in, and he threatens to cut him down. So Tala Tonga versus Shinsuke, that is going to be either the best match or, oh my God, Greg's like, please happen next week. Please happen next week. Please happen next week.
Again, my former Tongans looking for more members to become former Tongans.
So Trick Williams then gets told by Nick he's got the rest of the show, and Greg's like, and Greg turns it off.
I legit took 3 phone calls before I actually sat down to watch this just to try to avoid it.
Oh, you messaged me saying that you were getting to this, and this was him pouring out milk from a chalice at one point because he's pouring one out for the gingerbread man.
I will give credit where credit is due. Trick is wearing black. The only thing that I think it's if you're going to do this and you're going to lean into this campy bullshit, where was not the 10 bell? Like all the wrestlers out on the stage, 10 bell salute, and then Sammy losing his shit to come out.
Yeah, but I didn't mind the choir, the not New Day singing, and they wait, are they the New Day to fulfill the actual WWE stereotype of we add new to a name?
I don't know, but we know like all these AI images that were generated of his cookie based friends and all that stuff and places. You know that AI completely came up with this Gingerbread Man's funeral segment. Like
it was 100%. Written by ChatGPT.
Yep.
And then at a certain point, and then the choir giving basically adding accentuation to what Trix is saying. My favorite one was the Lemon Pepper Steppers when they sang Lemon Pepper Steppers. I died. That was like, it was so stupid. And then Sammy comes out and he's lost his mind. He's like,
Sammy's the only person who's actually sane at this point. Like he calls himself a working class hero. And I'm thinking to myself, is it just me or Sami Zayn the only person who's actually lucid at this point right now?
And the way you've been trying to make fun of me, I'm going to embarrass you in the ring tomorrow night at Backlash. And then Greg, he goes to leave and the sucker punch Trick chokes him down. Like he grabs his chain and chokes him with his chain, which I think is like, man, why hasn't anybody else thought about this before now?
I don't know, man.
And then, just like The Undertaker, in the open casket, the gingerbread man sits up, pulls off his head to reveal, after with the 2 X's on his eyes.
So legitimately, I knew that this was going to happen, not because it was spoiled, but because it was an open casket. I'm like, this is going to be Little Yachty in there. And you could see it a mile coming.
And it was Little Yachty, and he grabs the kendo stick. And
no, it's a candy cane, Brad.
Sorry,
if we're going to be ridiculous about this, let's be ridiculous.
He grabs the candy cane kendo and beats down Sammy, who has to sell for Little Yachty, and then we get a trick shot. So not only is he not winning tomorrow night, he's also the laughing stock. The only sane man left in WWE, Greg. This whole show, Greg. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask you for a recap. There's nothing. Is there anything that you would salvage from this that you couldn't find on social media?
No. Do not go and watch this.
This didn't make me more excited for tomorrow night, which is why the choir worked on that song, Greg, when they said this is the go away show, not the go home show. Because this really was not an advertisement. I mean, Greg, I know you have plans tonight. You're going to be watching the Thunderbirds tonight at the Metro Center. But
that's right.
Are you even going to pretend to put the second screen on and have this slightly playing?
I will probably have it on and in my ear, so that way when the Danhausen part comes on, I can watch.
Yep, and that for me is the highlight of tonight is going to be the Miz and Danhausen. I'm kind of curious to see what Roman and Jacob can do because the rumor is Roman's going away again. He doesn't want to do the overseas tours.
So they just announced him for new dates yesterday.
Oh, okay. So if he isn't going away, then he's winning this thing. And then how does that affect? Does Jacob roll in and become to the family?
I don't know. I would avoid it like the plague if I was him.
Listen, he can join that family. They didn't cut anybody from that family. It's only Solo's family that you get cut from. I don't know. Greg, all right. Do you want to go through the show? We'll go through tomorrow night or tonight and say. Tonight. And I was going to say tomorrow night. I got to tell you, I don't mind WWE. First of all, WWE starting an hour earlier. Is there anything wrong with this?
Yeah, I didn't even know they were starting early.
Yeah, it is starting at 7 o'clock our time. 6 p.m. Eastern.
Cool. Just as face-off start to Thunderbirds.
So yeah, you'll probably get Danhausen, and the first hour is on regular ESPN2 in the States.
Or just watch it on Netflix like a sane person.
Which VPN company would like to sponsor us? I got to tell you, I'm not going to say the one I use because they're not paying us any money, but I wish you would pay us money, Greg, because we are big fans of the VPN. We love our VPNs here at SmackDaddies.
You don't need a VPN if you're in Canada. Just saying. Some of those people in the US, you need your VPN.
We don't need the we do. We need one here if we want to watch things outside of Canada.
Yeah, but I mean, for us for tonight, I'm saying, or for this, you just watched on Netflix.
Okay, let's start at the bottom.
Do you have a bottom? Because the matches on Wikipedia seem to be all messed up.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, let's go with match one. I can see it. It says match one is Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker with Paul Heyman. Any chance that Braun's not winning this?
I don't know, and I don't care.
I think Braun has to win this match. He needs this match. And Seth doesn't. So Greg goes with I don't care, and I'm not watching. And I go with I'll take Braun Breaker for the win.
Why don't I host this? Because I'm not going to watch most of this, let's be honest. Okay. And you will. All right. So Trick Williams with Liliati versus Brock Lesnar, apparently, for the United States Championship things. Wikipedia, go home, you're drunk. Let's call that one Sami Zayn.
Oh, he didn't know he was coming out of retirement. I'm going to say that Sammy is screwed. There's no way he's winning this match. And Greg, any chance that we get Gingerbread Man Jr.?
God, I hope not. I hope that, I hope not. I hope not.
We are getting Yachty.
Yeah, well, of course. Yachty will be there. Okay, Io Sky versus Asuka in a singles match, which I believe is the first time that two Japanese wrestlers have had a pay-per-view match in WWE.
Okay, this one I'm going to say is going to be Io Sky winning because we need to build up Io Sky so she can go after Liv Morgan on Raw because they don't have any other really big women left on that show. Most of them are like Becky's got the other title, so she's not going to be involved with this. Any chance we're going to get Kyrie?
Doubt it.
There's a rumor that Kyrie they worked out something with Kyrie to have her come in just so that they can finish this storyline.
I doubt it.
It doesn't.
I really do.
They don't like. It would have been nice to have her there, and if they were smart, what they should have done was left Kyrie alone until after this storyline. They didn't need to cut her when they did.
No, cut her tomorrow, which is what WWE probably would have done anyway.
Okay, well we've already talked about this. Danhausen and TBA. Yours is going to be Jellyhausen, and I am calling Punkhausen versus the Miz and Kit Wilson. It is Danhausen's winning.
It's Pepsi Philhausen. Come on,
Pepsi.
And Danhausen's going to win. Yes, that's right. And then last but not least, Roman versus Jacob Fatu.
And Jacob's getting put down.
I suspect.
So, Greg, this PLE better than SmackDown tonight? Or
marginally, well, I mean, depends. But there's a possibility. But I mean, I'm not really. There's literally one match I want to see on this one.
Greg, if you could wave your magic wand, what would you do tomorrow to fix WWE? Besides 2 hours of SmackDown, which we're getting.
They definitely need some new life in the writers' room.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I got to tell you, the thing that's driving me the most nuts, and I'll say it, I've said it for weeks, is tag teams. Like, we still have the Creed brothers. We still have, there's still some really good tag teams on this roster. And if you want to make Truth and Priest a tag team and leave them there, let them fight some of the other tag teams on a regular basis. Or here's a wild idea. You don't have to have the only tag team match on the show be the tag team title match.
Yeah. It's fair. That's fair.
So Greg's like, I am done with this. This is my... Yeah. So as Greg noted, next week I am in Saskatchewan for the week. So I don't think... I looked at my schedule, Greg, even if I wanted to watch SmackDown.
First of all, why would you want to watch SmackDown?
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So my running joke is that I'm probably going to watch SmackDown on the plane ride home. After I watched the Gina Carano Ronda Rousey fight.
There's a Gina Carano Ronda Rousey fight
on Netflix next Saturday.
Okay.
You haven't heard about this at all?
No, not at all.
And so then I'll probably watch this after that on the plane. Greg, this is yeah. So we'll be back. Greg, the next
Maybe.
one. I'll be back. It's like 2 weeks before my birthday.
Okay, sure.
I think
sure.
20th is a Wednesday, 21, 22. It's the eve of, it'll be my birthday the next Saturday we record. It'll be Brad's birthday bash celebrating with the best SmackDown of the year, WWE. Do you hear me? I want a happy Greg for my birthday. Very happy.
Good luck with that.
All right. And with that said, I'm Brad. He's Greg. We'll see you in 2 weeks, friends. Goodbye.
Maybe.
The revolutionary podcast in sports entertainment. Father Greg and Brad, the dad bless you all with the lovely tales of Friday night, SmackDown and beyond. Go to the outer limits of your mind with the SmackDaddies. The